Hey everyone, and welcome to the $1 million portfolio journey. It is the 12th of August 2025. It's around 1 p.m. here in London, so lunchtime, and I'm gonna do an investment for today. So what I'm gonna be doing exactly is I'm gonna be investing £250 into my ISA account, and I'm going to be purchasing Tesla shares. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a quick portfolio update to see how things are going. So things are going in the right direction now. My general investment account is just under 49k. So at its peak it was around 51k. Stocks and shares just over 28.5k now, and my self-invested personal pension just over 52k. So when I take into account all my brokerages, all the accounts that we have as a family unit, I think we've just surpassed £200,000. Sorry, $200,000. So I am 1/5 of the way there. So I've got another 5x to go, but that's fine. I'm just investing. I'm going to try and invest every day, and I'm investing for the long run. So before we do the investment, before we transfer the money from my bank account to my ISA and then invest in the stock, I'm just going to have a look at how the companies are doing. So the companies in my portfolio, the companies that I believe in, the companies that I believe will excel in the next 5 to 10 years are Tesla, MicroStrategy, and Nvidia. So Tesla, because of their grip on autonomy and robotics; Strategy, because of their grip on Bitcoin; and Nvidia, because they are powering the AI revolution with their chips. So they have got some of the best chips that are mass produced at the moment. So that's my long-term strategy. This strategy could change, but at the moment this is where I'm seeing the future, and this is where I'm investing my money. So let's have a look at Tesla now. So Tesla today pre-market is trading around $341. Remember, just about a couple of weeks ago, let's have a look, was it about on the 1st of August, it was trading around 300. So it was a fantastic opportunity to load up on Tesla. And what I did was I did a rotation trade because I didn't have any money available. I took some money from MicroStrategy and Nvidia and then put it into Tesla. So that was a good 10% that I've made. So whenever these companies are cheap, I try to buy as much as possible. So Tesla at the moment is very cheap, because my long-term price target for Tesla 5-year price target is around $3,000. For MicroStrategy it's around 2,800, and for Nvidia it's around 500. So whenever these dip, I try to buy more, or try to go from an asset that's higher valued compared to this one, overvalued compared to this undervalued one, and then I try to transfer or rotate some from that to Tesla. So because it is commission free when I'm trading in these accounts, and it's capital gains tax free as well, it kind of makes sense to go into the one that will grow the most. So let's have a look at Tesla. So it's trading at 341, which is fine. Now let's have a look at Strategy. So Strategy pre-market is just under $400, which is a strong support. So I have no doubt it's going to recapture the $400 mark and then kind of go from there, because Bitcoin has kind of stalled. It is kind of stalling around that 400, but once Bitcoin goes on its run again, then it will go up as well. But it could go down as well if Bitcoin falls. So I don't really care. I'm just waiting and monitoring this stock. So let's have a look at Nvidia now. So Nvidia has been fantastic. It's trading at around $182. Remember, around 3 months ago, it was just trading around, the lowest it went was 6 months ago, was around 94. I can remember it dropped to $88, but that was probably intraday. So you know, it has made an amazing recovery, and I'm kind of up around 50% on this. I wish I invested more, but Nvidia, my price target is around 500 $600 in 5 years time, so it makes more sense to actually, you know, put money into Tesla because it has more opportunity for growth. Even though Nvidia is growing at the moment, that's fine. I can take some money out and rotate it into Tesla. But you know, if I had put some more money previously, it would have grown even more. But so that's Nvidia doing well. So portfolio is looking strong. More and more people are realizing that autonomy, robotics, Bitcoin, and chip making is going to play a big part in the future. There's going to be swings, ups and downs, so I'm not too concerned about that, but I'm concerned over the long run, which is 5 years. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to top up my account with £250. So I'm going to try and invest £250 for the next 30 days. So the next 20 days, I'm going to try and do £250. So let's review the payment. Continue to my bank account. Okay, so I'm going to continue now. Okay, so hopefully that's gone through. Okay, so that should be done now. So I've got £250.31 to invest in my ISA account. I've got £11,288.98 remaining in this account. So I want to make the investment as tax-free as possible. So when I do realize the gains, it's going to be exempt from capital gains tax. So when I sell this, I don't have to pay the government a penny. So that's that. So let's go into the account, go into Tesla pre-market, and put our order for £250.31. So that buys me nearly one share. So let me review the order, put the order through. Okay, so that's done. So I've got 0.982 shares in Tesla. Price per share is 341.27. FX rate 1.3408. FX fee 97. Commission 0. So that's done. So that's been invested now. So everything's looking good at the moment. I'm just going to keep on investing for the long term. If these companies go down, I'll be able to invest more at lower prices. So I'm just going to keep on investing and see how things go. I'm 5x away from $1 million, which is my initial target, and then I'm going to try and grow it from there to, you know, even more. So you know, for anyone who's new to my account, this account is all about getting to $1 million as soon as possible. So I know some people, they like to get to $1 million like slowly. They invest £100 a month over like 30-40 years. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but my intention is to get to $1 million as soon as possible. So once I get to $1 million, I've got other targets. So how do I do that? I've got four very basic strategies. So I've got four very basic rules. So rule number one is long-term investing. Even though I want to get to that million as soon as possible, I'm not going to sell anything in my portfolio within 5 years. I might rotate from one to another, but I'm not going to sell and get the proceeds out of my SIP, my ISA, or my general investment account. It's either going to be a rotation in within my ISA or my SIP, or it's going to be a rotation from my general investment account into my ISA and into my SIP. So that's the plan. So that's rule number one, long-term investing. Rule number two is aggressive investing. So I'm gonna dollar cost average every day. I'm trying my best to maintain £250 a day now, as long as the market is open. But obviously, previously I did 500, and before that I did 1,000. But things have, started up a few new businesses, and I'm gonna try and increase that to 500, then 1,000 every day the market is open. And it's always going to be into my SIP or my ISA or my GIA, and then from my GIA I'm going to transfer it to my SIP and ISA whenever there's an opportunity to do so. And I'm always going to like max out my family's ISA and my family's SIP. So that's the first rule, long-term investing. Second rule is aggressive investing every day, £250 or more. Third rule is investing in very, very volatile companies like Tesla, Strategy, and Nvidia. So these companies can go down by 20-30%, or it can 2x 3x in a matter of 6 months. So again, I'm not too concerned about the volatility. It is painful, it is painful when it goes down by 20-30%, but you have to kind of make yourself immune to that. And it is very excitable when it goes up by 2x 3x. So again, you have to just contain your emotion and look at the long run. And finally, rule number 4 is making it as tax efficient as possible. So I always invest in my SIP, self-invested personal pension, because I get tax relief at source, and then when I do crystallize the benefits at age 55 or 57, I'll only be paying income tax on the proceeds. So I'm not gonna make my SIP too big. I'm just gonna keep it enough so I can take the tax-free allowance without incurring any any taxation. And I'm gonna try and max out the ISAs. So that's where I see my real value, maxing out the ISAs, because I don't have to pay any capital gains tax. So that's rule number 4. So 4 very simple rules that I'm deploying, and I'm going to be investing every day, and I'm going to be updating you on my portfolio every day. So around 200k in dollars now, 5x away from $1 million. So I want to see how soon I can get there. I'm projecting between 2027 and 2028. So who knows, it might be later, it might be quicker, but that's my first investment milestone, to hit $1 million as soon as possible. So yeah, join me on my journey. If you found this useful, if you found it entertaining, subscribe. I have over 1,000 subscribers now. I'm trying to reach that 2,000 level. So join me in my journey and see if you can do something similar. You don't have to do something exactly the same. You can start with £100 a month into your ISA and then slowly grow it. What really made a difference for me was when I took a deep dive into Tesla, Strategy, and Nvidia, and saw that some of the things that they're doing is going to be incredibly useful in the future. So there's going to be a whole lot of demand for Tesla products, whole lot of demand for Bitcoin, whole lot of demand for chips, and these are at the forefront. So again, it takes the market kind of time to realize, but once there is realization, there is going to be a jump. So I'm going to try and accumulate, or stack my bag as much as possible while the prices are low. So that's it for today. Join me tomorrow for another portfolio update, and I'm going to be investing hopefully another £250 into Tesla, Strategy, or Nvidia. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Take care. Bye.